Did you know that 80% of men feel more comfortable following the crowd rather than standing alone? It's a staggering statistic that highlights a fundamental aspect of human nature. Most people find solace in numbers, in blending in, and in not standing out. But what about the other 20%? What drives them to break away from the norm? This statistic shows how unique some individuals are. These are the people who dare to be different, who embrace their individuality and aren't afraid to stand out. They are the ones who challenge the status quo and pave their own way. One such rare breed is the Sigma male. Unlike the alpha or beta males, the Sigma male doesn't fit into the traditional social hierarchy. He operates outside of it, carving out his own niche. He thrives on independence and authenticity, often choosing a different path than the majority. This path is not always easy, but it's one that he walks with confidence and conviction. He values his freedom above all else and is not afraid to go against the grain. What makes him so different is not just his actions, but what he consciously avoids doing. Think about it, man. It's like in the animal kingdom. You have different roles and hierarchies, but there's always that one creature that stands apart. You got your alphas, right? The ones who lead the pack, who are dominant and assertive, big, dominant, leading the pack. They thrive on power and control, and they need the pack to validate their status. But then you got these lone wolves, the Sigmas. They don't need a pack to define them. They are self-sufficient and self-reliant. They're not trying to lead anyone. They're not trying to follow anyone. They walk alone, not out of necessity, but out of choice. Today, we're going to break down the 8 things these dudes just don't do. By understanding these unique traits, we can gain insight into a mindset that is both rare and powerful. So, buckle up and get ready to delve into the world of the Sigma male. The last 2 will surely surprise you. Number 1, they never keep idiots in their circle. Look, we all know that guy who just sucks the air out of the room, right? The one who, no matter what the situation, always finds a way to bring everyone down. It's like they have a special talent for negativity. You know the type, they're never satisfied, always finding something to gripe about. It's exhausting just being around them. Sigma males, they see that energy-sucking vortex a mile away, man. They're not about it. They have a keen sense for detecting negativity and they steer clear of it. They know that their mental and emotional well-being is too important to be compromised by someone else's perpetual gloom. They know their time and energy are precious, and they're not going to waste it on people who drag them down. They set boundaries, and they stick to them. It's like this. You ever spend time with someone who's just constantly complaining about their job, their relationships, their life? It's like a never-ending cycle of negativity, no matter what you say or do. They always find a way to turn the conversation into a pity party. You walk away feeling drained, right? It's like they suck the life force out of you. You start to feel their negativity seeping into your own thoughts, and before you know it, you're in a bad mood too. It's like carrying a heavy weight that you didn't ask for. Sigma males, they're too smart for that. They recognize the signs early and they take action. They don't let themselves get bogged down by other people's issues. They know that in order to be their best selves, they need to surround themselves with positivity. They surround themselves with people who lift them up, people who challenge them, people who make them better. They seek out relationships that are mutually beneficial, where both parties are invested in each other's growth and happiness. Think about the people you spend the most time with. Are they positive influences? Do they inspire you? Do they push you to be the best version of yourself? Or do they hold you back with their constant negativity? If not, you might be surrounded by too many energy vampires, man. It's time to reassess. Take a good, hard look at your relationships and make the tough decisions. Your well-being depends on it. Surround yourself with positivity and watch how your life transforms. Number 2, they never insult women after being turned down. So we've all been there, right? Rejection is something everyone experiences at some point in their lives. You see someone you're attracted to, your heart races, and you muster up the courage to approach them. You start a conversation hoping for a connection, and then rejection. It's a tough pill to swallow. It stings, man. It's like a punch to the ego, leaving you feeling vulnerable and questioning yourself. But here's the thing, Sigma males, they don't let it get to them. They have a different approach to handling rejection. They understand that rejection is a part of life, an inevitable experience that everyone goes through. Not everyone's gonna be into you, and that's okay. It's not a reflection of your worth or value as a person. The key is how you handle it. Do you let it define you, or do you use it as a stepping stone to grow stronger? Do you get all butthurt and start bad-mouthing the person who rejected you? Or do you take a moment to reflect and learn from the experience? Or do you take it in stride and move on? Sigma males, they choose the latter. They see rejection as an opportunity to improve themselves. Sigma males, they choose the latter. They respect themselves too much to beg for anyone's attention. They know their worth. They understand that their worth doesn't come from someone else's validation. Instead, they focus on their own growth and self-improvement, knowing that the right opportunities will come in time. Number 3, they never let backstabbers in their circle. Trust is a big deal for Sigma males. They're not going to let just anyone into their inner circle, and if you break that trust, you're done. There's no second chances, no explanations. You're out. It's like this. Imagine you're building a house. You wouldn't just use any old materials, right? You'd want the strongest foundation, the sturdiest walls, the most reliable roof. Your inner circle, that's the foundation of your life. You've got to make sure it's solid. Number 4, they never speak to fill the gaps. We live in a world that's obsessed with noise. Everyone's shouting, trying to be heard, trying to get attention. But Sigma males, they understand the power of silence. They know that sometimes the strongest move is to say nothing at all. Think about it. Have you ever been in a meeting or a group conversation where everyone's talking over each other, trying to get their point across? It's chaos, right? But then someone speaks up. Someone who's been quiet the whole time, and everyone listens. Why? Because they chose their words carefully. They waited for the right moment. They understood the power of silence. That, my friend, is a Sigma characteristic. Number 5, they never judge others without seeing themselves first. Look, nobody's perfect, right? We all make mistakes. We all have our flaws. But Sigma males, they own their shit. They don't try to pretend they're something they're not. They're self-aware, and they're constantly working on themselves. It's like this. Imagine you're trying to get in shape. You wouldn't just go to the gym once and expect to have a six-pack, right? It takes time, effort, consistency. Personal growth, it's the same thing. You got to be willing to put in the work. The same way, before commenting or judging someone, they make sure they are not the same or doing the same mistake. If the answer is yes, they embrace silence and work on themselves. That's called continuous self-improvement. Number 6, they never indulge in senseless conversations. Small talk, it's the worst, right? How's the weather? Busy day? Seen any good movies lately? Who cares? Sigma males, they're not about that superficial bullshit. They'd rather have a deep conversation about philosophy or science or conspiracy theories or whatever they're passionate about. It's like this. Imagine you're at a party and you're stuck talking to someone who's just going through the motions. They're not really listening to you, they're just waiting for their turn to talk. Now, imagine you're talking to someone who's fully engaged, someone who's asking you thoughtful questions, someone who's genuinely interested in what you have to say. That's the difference between small talk and a meaningful conversation. They embrace meaningful conversations rather than senseless small talks. If you are finding this video insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on unique personalities and self-improvement. Number 7, they don't just believe everything they hear or come across. We live in a world that's saturated with information. It's coming at us from all directions: social media, news outlets, politicians, corporations. It's hard to know what to believe anymore. But Sigma males, they don't just accept everything they hear at face value. They question everything. They think critically. They form their own opinions. It's like this. Imagine you're watching a magic show. The magician does something that seems impossible and the audience is amazed. But you're not buying it. You know there's a logical explanation. You're not going to just blindly accept what you're seeing. You're going to try to figure out how the trick is done. Number 8, they are not afraid to bend the rules. Society tells us to follow the rules, to color inside the lines, to fit in. But Sigma males, they don't play by anyone's rules but their own. They're not afraid to challenge the status quo, to think outside the box, to forge their own path. It's like this. Imagine you're playing a game. Everyone else is following the same strategy, but you see a different way to win. You're not afraid to take risks, to try something new, to break the mold. Do you believe the behaviors that set Sigma males apart from alpha males lead to more success in modern society? Let us know in the comments. Embrace your inner Sigma. If this topic resonated with you, Check out the video 7 Habits That Make Men Weak and Unattractive on the top right corner.